It is the perfect time. I am a little bit... have been drinking a little bit, so it is the perfect time to practice speedrunning. This isn't gonna work. Oh, feel constricted. But yes, I think it is time to do a little bit of speedrunning, just a bit. I'm gonna try to get a run or two in. If I can get anywhere, if I can get sub 4306, which I think was my last complete run. Actually, let me check. But that would be a huge victory for me, just off the cuff. I'm just trying to get down my general time at this point for completed runs. So here we go. Oh, God, 355 attempts. Runs completed. 4306. Okay, so that's my time to beat. Notably, I would like to beat that. So, one moment. Let's do it. Alright. Let's just do a run. You know? Maybe I'll mess up. Definitely gonna mess up. And that's fine. I'm just trying to get a run out. I love this game. Supraland is so great. I'm so excited for Super World. What is interesting about this run? Well, aside from the major skips later on, there's just a lot of... You're largely... The path you have to take this run, I think, is kind of interesting. Like, you can skip some of the items, but you get the major, the big core ones, right? You get all the, you get your blaster, you get your magnet belt, you skip the stomp boots, but that's kind of a minor one. I mean, really, it's kind of, I'm defining it as I go, but like, you get all the things you have to get to defeat the boss. That's the path through. And those are the things, and really you don't get much else. You get sort of minor upgrades in order to get to those points. But yeah, the first section of this game is just collecting coins and collecting barrels, which allow you to purchase the upgrades. So the puzzles, the barrels are largely locked behind puzzles. There's a creepy kid watching over you. I don't know if he's up there right now. I can't really look because I have to move pretty tight here, but let's see if I can sneak a look. No, I don't see him right now. But yeah, I should make a point in my run to look up at him because it's creepy. I think he's creepy. What if that's like not nice? But yeah. So we're gonna run over here. This is the first kind of what you might call a puzzle in the game, and you can completely bypass it by just sort of holding the barrel. You're supposed to like pop it on that launch pad and hit a button and all this stuff. And then I was trying to jump over that cliff, but that only works some of the time for me. So I didn't do it, and that's fine. So I just purchased the first, sorry, the second upgrade I'm going to purchase this. The first one was speed, which obviously you want to get as quickly as possible. That one was the force cube upgrade. So I love when there we go. That was the, that's a paint machine. Paint machine is a recurring mechanic. I needed a white crystal to match this white crystal, and I had a yellow crystal, and that paint machine happened to be coded to white. So really easy introduction to that. So this is the force cube right here. It lets me spawn a purple cube that is heavy that I can use for a number of things. Largely at the beginning of this game, I'm using it for getting a little bit of vertical distance, a little bit of height, if you will, to clear gaps or manipulate to deal with enemies. So here we go. It messes with the, well, it doesn't really mess with the AI as much as it just blocks their pathing a little bit and then can confuse them. the AI seem to go between like completely dumb and like can be distracted by nothing, and a seeker missile that finds you no matter what the cost. So yeah, use that to just kind of get in their way a little bit, and then we're still... Oh, no! Okay, that's okay. We're going to pretend like that didn't happen. Normally I'd reset there, but we're not going to. Okay, we're back up. So I need to do that again, actually. I should have gotten those 4 coins down there. That would have been a better save. Because I need to come down here and get these. So I should have gotten these when I fell down the first time. So note to self, if I fall down in the future during a marathon run, just go get those coins. Oh my goodness, because now I have to pull this off twice. Are you serious? Oh, now I'm just insistent on doing it. I mean, I could just like... I would have climbing around would have been so much faster at this point. Okay, I might reset this one because I'm just pissed now. This doesn't even make any sense. Why doesn't this work? I don't know, but I'm definitely resetting that. Okay, cool. So that was stupid. That was a stupid thing. I really wonder if I should stop trying to do that. It doesn't really save much time. Saves a bit though. Alright. So that was terrible. I was pretty invested. Like, when you mess up the same thing over and over, that shouldn't. I don't know why that doesn't work sometimes. I just, like, it's way too precise. Or not precise. It's finicky as absolute heck. I shouldn't do that, and perhaps for the purposes of what I'm trying to do right now, and just get runs and feel consistent. Maybe I should just do it the old-fashioned way. It was actually quite a waste that I'd fallen and didn't use this as an opportunity to get the coins down there, because that would have completely obviated that problem. So next time, if I do it again, so I'm going to try it. It's a new thing I'm doing. It's technically faster if you do it first try, or second try maybe. Ah, oh God. A little bit slow right now. Just like my reflexes are a little slow. Ow, I don't understand how that's a miss. Like, I'm so on top of it. But whatever. We don't care. We're just going to keep going. We're trying not to get too frustrated. We're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep narrating a little bit. Gotta get all these coins. I should really go back and watch my submission run, because I think my commentary there was actually pretty good. I've been practicing that at that point for the run. Get an idea of what I thought was important. Okay, well... Are you serious? Oh God, that was actually doing okay, and then I thought that was a good throw. Force cube, heavy cube, use it for a bunch of stuff in this game. Activating switches, and jumping, and blocking enemies, and all sorts of stuff. So... It's not really... It seems like it makes you go faster, but I don't think I'm under the impression that it does not make you technically move faster laterally. But if you do have to in any way get up a hill, my understanding is it will, speed that up, because if you try to uphill, I think it's slower. These are not things I've, strictly speaking, tested. Just kind of go on vibes. There we go. Alright, that was less stupid than last time. Of course, it's going to come down to this little jump here. This is something that I've decided this is faster if you can do it first try. Hey! Look at that. Get it first try. So yeah, that is faster if you can do it first try. If you can't do it first try, it's for second try. It's probably not. So here we go. I might fly forward. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Ooh! Like, oh my god! That was like victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. I don't know how I didn't fall there, but you know, we take those. We definitely take those. So here we go. Oh, I got jacked up there a little bit. That's okay. That wasn't essential. I just got a little extra bonus coin. That was really, really fast. I've been way better. So that part with the chest over there and the jumping on that cliff is way harder than it looks. And I've kind of just gotten better over time by feel and vibes. But it's not like, you know, it's not like there's I could explain it. It's a very specific setup. I just lost some time there on that, but that's the reason. So back there, a little bit back, there was a chest that I circled around and got 4 coins around. Ow! One moment, so I don't die. You don't have to get the contents of that chest. You go over there for the coins. I get the contents of the chest. It's a loot upgrade. Without that, enemies drop nothing. They don't drop coins. They don't drop hearts. I like to get it because sometimes you're kind of forced, like in that situation, of fighting enemies. In which case, I really would prefer to have something to show for it. So I think of it as kind of like a time loss mitigation thing. And it's basically free to get. Like, it does not cost any time. It's assuming you can just smoothly get it. Sometimes I miss it. Then I insist on getting it anyway. And the reason I do that, well, especially while I'm at home, is because I have a split tied to it. So I like that. I don't want to have to skip the split. There should have been an enemy there with a sword. And you might have just noticed that I got a health item off of a cactus, but then I also took damage. Because, of course, the cacti hurt you. Skin couldn't be that kind. So there is an upgrade in a little bit that we don't get in this category for its armor, and it prevents up to 3 damage, which is what the cacti are. So we're not getting that. So we're just gonna move forward. We're gonna hope that we do our best. I think I just saw a skeleton. Yeah, the skeleton behind me. Ooh, and we need to not hit the wrong upgrade there. Okay. Which is very possible to do. And if you hit that and you don't have 5 coins in reserve, you are toast. That run is dead. Of course, if I was doing a marathon, it wouldn't be dead, but like in general, you know, if you're trying to go for a good time, that run is dead because you have to go collect 5 coins, which is not in their outing. We get ooh, that's the best I've ever saved that, at least. I hate this pipe. And now you can kind of see why. You kind of can just fall off of it. You might just think, oh, he's bad, which, you know, also that. But falling off the pipe is not that difficult to do. That was actually very, very clean, so that kind of a little bit made up for falling off the pipe. But getting up that cliff is way more finicky. It's, well, marginally more finicky than the pipe. I do hate that pipe. I think that's one of the hardest, easiest things in the run, if that makes sense. Like, it has no reason to be difficult, but it is. Whereas, like, getting up that cliff, like, you're not supposed to get up there. So, I don't begrudge it being annoying. But the pipe, ooh. Okay, we're gonna get here. We're about to get the red MacGuffin, which is a laser beam that shoots orbs. And so they code things in the game, you shoot them. So things that are red often, I guess not that red switch right there, but you can shoot red things with it. And it's also a weapon that does 15 damage to enemies. And that's very effective. So we got 22 coins, 25 coins, and we're going to need 40 for the next upgrade once we get to the next section. So we're just kind of cranking ahead through a couple of areas to get to the next upgrade, at which point we are making our way on to the next towards the next major blue MacGuffin. In the game, okay, that section was called the red MacGuffin, which MacGuffin is a word that's, you know, it's a thing that's related to a plot. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek reference. This game's got a lot of sort of funny little things. As we get towards the next area, you might notice there's a big blue crystal. There's also over the bridge right there, you might notice there's a big green crystal. There's the red one, the red MacGuffin. So they're big weenies. They kind of tell you where. They're signposts to guide you in case you're getting lost. They're not super duper duper necessary, because once you get into the area, you're in areas you're typically locked in. So once I go past this, oh, that's a bad sound. Enemy. Once I go past this door, I'm locked in that area. There's no legitimate way to get out. That's not to say I might not. There wouldn't be a way I could, you know, cheatily get out. But you're not supposed to be able to get out of this area. You're supposed to be locked in. So they kind of want to make sure you don't, you know, that you know. Oh yes, I need this upgrade to continue the game. I'm gonna hope that worked. Oh, if I'd shot that a little sooner, that would have been gold. Not gold split per se, but just like that would have been choice. Yeah, normally I get to talk about how terrible I am at throwing those things. And that time, or shooting those, and that time I did really well. So here we go. Got 35 coins. So like I said, the next upgrade I need 40. So I'm gonna get 4 that are basically on the way, which means I need 1 from somewhere else. So the number of coins that I am behind at this point varies greatly based on enemies, and you know, sometimes I'll miss coins just because I'm moving too quickly, what have you. So it's kind of a fun thing I have to figure out on the fly. So at this point, I'll get the 4 that are on the way, and then I'll choose to get 1 that's right next to a button I have to push. If it was 2, I might do it differently, but here we are. So here we go. Okay, ooh, I could have grabbed that. Okay, so we're gonna hope that that came off nicely. It did. That is so finicky. I don't know why, but I do hate it. Just like this thing that I pulled out is very finicky. Some of the... Oh my god. Wow. It's okay. It's okay. All part of the run. Yeah, so the physics objects in this game are finicky. That's all I'm going to say. So that, you might have noticed, I jammed that into the wall right there. That guy needs to be holy, and obviously to be holy, he needs to have a halo floating over his head. In the game, in the intended route is you're supposed to like hold it over his head, but I found that if you, that's one of my sort of little additions to the run, was fine. You just kind of jam it in the wall there, and if you hit it at the right spot, it just, you can go do something else. The thing I choose to do at that time is to go change that paint machine from yellow to red, because you need red for this next thing. You need to paint a key card red, so you have a red key card. One of the things that is not in the run, that I would love for it to be in the run, is... Ow, wow, that was... I messed that up in a long time. Okay, we're just going to go around the long way. You need a red key card later, and you could theoretically save time in the run if we were to bring that key card forward. But the process of bringing that key card forward is so... takes a lot of very specific movements, and they're not free. That it's really, I have not found a way to, I've not yet saved time in a run by doing it, so I don't do it. But I think theoretically, if you were to like just, you know, fly through, I think you could do it, but I don't, it's not really practical for me. And I've tried a bunch. Not to mention that, like, even if you do, the reason it takes time is because it's where you shoot, you have to kind of shoot it. 1, 2, 3. And it's just not consistent. Wow, there's usually 2 enemies here, and they're just not here. So that was a little easy. That would be like if I was already doing well. That would be like a gold split condition. Like, I've never like that. I can save a second or 2 by not having to deal with those enemies. Normally, you don't kill them. I don't kill them, but I do have to maneuver a little bit to avoid getting hit by them. Oh no! And then we lose all the time in the world. Okay. It's okay. This is a run we're going through. Once again, if I was going for PB, I would have reset several times by now. And but that's not what we're doing. Oh, I don't feel like narrating right now. My hands are kind of... I was washing them a ton because I was cooking and cleaning and folding dough. I'm making sourdough loaf for tomorrow, so... God, GDQ is in like less than 2 weeks. Is that right? Yeah. Oops. Of course, I will not be running a GDQ unless something happens, because I am a backup runner. And that is, I'm totally fine with that, not in any way sad. But I mean, once again, I could have been a nothing. I could have not been a runner at all, of any kind. So backup is better than nothing. But it still feels sad, it feels so close, yet so far. So this section is, oh, jeez Louise, predicated. So this section is really where it starts to come clear why I went out of my way for that 40 coins and that upgrade. So that upgrade earlier that I didn't really talk about was the cooldown halved upgrade. So when I shoot the gun, I didn't even talk about this either because I didn't talk during that section, but I have this combo now that I can. Let's just go through here. Cool, love that. Love the super ball. Oh my god! This is the kind of thing like you can't do anything about. It just kind of... There's no way to guarantee the super ball is gonna... What the if you stand right on top of it, it can go right back in. If you don't, it can bounce out. Like, it is the dumbest, most annoying thing. Like, I just lost, what, 10, 15 seconds to that nonsense? And I tried, you can see I tried all the things. I got really, really close to it. I got really far away from it. Like, there was nothing I could do about it. It just wasn't cooperating. Which is a damn shame, because that was some of the fastest I've done that. Like, that was very clean. Oh, you bitch. Alright. Anywho. Yeah, that was terrible. So it was, like, actually really, really good, and then it was, like, absolutely abysmal. So all of this is going to get this key to get inside the building. I also need that Super Ball back. So the Super Ball, I'm going to need to throw it inside a little... I'm going to need it inside the building, but there's a mechanism in place, a special barrier that prevents me from getting it in, that yellow barrier that you might have noticed before. So I'm going to shove this key over here while I throw this. I'm going to mess up that, because why wouldn't I? I've done that exactly once before. Recently, for what it's worth. Okay. So we shoot that there. Okay, cool. So now we're going in. We're going to grab the ball. We're going to need this in a moment. So this puzzle is, well... I call this, I refer to this as probably where the puzzles actually get challenging in this game. Puzzle solving is not particularly difficult when you're a speedrunner, because you know what all the answers and intended things you're supposed to do. But still, 1, 2. I actually lost my last run that I got here at by not hitting this button. Just you lose so much time to not doing that. I was in absolute disbelief. Because I was like, I don't think I'd ever done that before. I forgot that button. Theoretically, you can save time there by putting down your force cube and then that twice. By putting down your force cube, so you can jump off a little bit sooner. But I've done that like maybe 3 or 4 times, and at least 2 of those times, I think 2 of the times I've done it ever, I sort of glitched through and fell down and then lost an inordinate amount of time. So we don't do that. I don't, it's not worth it. I've also never just, like, that was just dumb, but we're gonna just go past that. Okay, so here's that section where I could have maybe reused the red key card if I, well, sorry, absolutely could have reused the red key card. I've done it before, I just never done it time efficiently. Okay, and then we get the red key card from here. So, I wonder if I can actually go on the other side of that and hit the button on the other side, so it's like I'm already a little bit closer. Just trying to optimize it ever so slightly. Ooh, whoa, my camera just got jerked around. That was weird. Okay. Okay. So, so we got our magnet belt. That's the next big upgrade. I used it to float up metal objects. That's pretty useful. It's basically used for traversal. Now you'll notice that like we have these lava monsters and we're going to be spawning here. They can one-shot me. A lot of things can one-shot me at this point. It's quite scary. So not dying is actually a real thing you have to work on in this run. Fortunately, there's a checkpoint right here, so this is a very high-risk spot we're in. I'm going to try to do it very quickly and smoothly so I don't get sniped. I did it. That was not in the run when I first started running. So that's the intended route. You're supposed to hit that button and fly back here. And the run when I first started running did not do that. It was you fought those dudes and then tried to, not die on your way out. So that was a fun addition. Those little things, little notes to speed. If you ever start speedrunning a game, like don't just assume all the good strats have already been found because they haven't. So here we go. We're going back. So we've been here before. That was a shortcut. This game's really good about giving you shortcuts. Traversal isn't too painful. And we're going back. So now that we have the blue MacGuffin, we're going to actually head towards the purple MacGuffin, which is the force beam. And the force beam will allow us to connect to wooden objects and climb up it and grapple. And it's a really, really, really useful thing. So the reason we couldn't get past this is because, this is a big door, and now we have the metal object. Classic Metroidvania, you didn't realize you could get through somewhere, and, now you can. There's a fly on my screen, which is very much annoying me. Please go away. Cool. Oh no, it's still on the screen. It's just a different spot now. Well, that's going to be fun and interesting. I'd be really upset if I was on pace. But since I'm not even remotely on pace, let's just keep moving. Okay, so this is a boss that we're just sort of casually, hopefully, skipping. Oh, that was not for show. That was me genuinely thinking I might fall. And if you fall, you have to either quit to fight it, or quit to main menu and try again. Either of which takes a lot of time. I think main menu is still faster, but it's really embarrassing to me to do that. So we try it out. So that's Rattle Hag would be down there, and you can't. If you fall, you can't go to last checkpoint. At least that's my experience, because all the enemies in the game then will have shields indefinite until you defeat it. And there's like this weird fog, which is just really, really annoying. I can probably put up with the fog, but I don't really want to put up with the, all the enemies having shields. I don't think that's viable. I also wonder, actually, curiously, if the final boss would have shields, but irrelevant, because I'm never going to do that. So, that should be its own category, right? Is Rattle Hag. Spawn, but don't kill Rattle Hag %. Just make things super difficult for no reason. Okay. So we opened up that door. We actually don't care. That's just a little shortcut. The whole actually interesting thing about this, the intended thing about this puzzle is that the door opening allows you to do that. So what's behind the door is irrelevant, and someone doesn't give you a hint about that over there. So we're gonna drop that, and now we're doing something that's not intended. So we're respawning this ball, this orb, and we're gonna be taking it with us forward. And I'm going to try it as we move forward to explain a little bit. This battery creates electricity. That's intended. We grab the ball. Grab it. So we're supposed to come over here. We're not supposed to have the ball. I'm going to just shove this over here for now. Try to quickly take those enemies out if I can. Let's just take them out, because the last time I didn't take them out. Oh, shoot. Beforehand, I had a lot of trouble. Okay. So that was slow, but we're just going to let it happen, because it's better than getting jammed up. So we're going to sneak it out. And we're going to shove this in here. We're going to grab this. We're going to put that there. And then we're going to shove this over there again further. And then we're going to come in here and get this anvil. So we have that ball. It's an extra metallic thing that we can use. Metallic things conduct electricity. And so what we need to do basically is use that ball in the next section to activate something that we would otherwise need to use this anvil for. And the purpose of that is to be able to fudge. Sometimes I just hit the wrong button. Like I think I need to hit E or click and I hit the wrong one. It happens more frequently than I would care to admit. So we're going to move the electricity here, which I always forget to do. And this is one of the sections in the game that the run that I actually really need to improve the most. Probably not going to do it while I'm talking. Okay, and then we use that. So we use the ball to activate something that we would otherwise supposed to use the anvil for. And then we can take the anvil with us. And by taking the anvil with us, actually that's not our end goal. The end goal is actually taking is getting a sponge. So bringing the anvil with us now allows us to use the anvil in place of a wet sponge, and then take the sponge that should have been wet, leave it dry, and then we can use that for some fun shenanigans coming up. Fun and cheeky shenanigans, not sad and dangerous shenanigans. Okay, so now we're over this thing. So now we have, this is a really important thing. We have this anvil that I very, very poorly shoved in the wrong direction. We're also going to go over here and hit this super ball for later. And we're going to hit this battery, which we're going to need in a moment. Oops. Okay, there we go. So we need to conduct electricity through the section. It's kind of a long path, and it takes a few steps here and there. Hopefully we don't. We send that back. So actually that cart that we just sent back is part of the chain. Anvils are part of the chain. And we're supposed to, once again, be using a wet sponge. We're not going to use a wet sponge. We're going to get a dry sponge, and we're never going to wet it. Why are we not going to wet it? Well, one, it's slow to wet it. And two, wet sponges do not have an interesting property that dry sponges have, which is to say, dry sponges you can connect your force beam to, which we can use to... I don't know what is wrong with this, but I cannot seem to do this anymore. This has been a major time loss point for me in this run, and I cannot seem to do it efficiently anymore. Like, at all. And I haven't changed my strats at all. I've been very consistent. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So at the moment, actually, I'm going to do something real quick, which I've literally never done. We're going to grab this because I'm sick and tired of this thing making me look like a freaking fool. And we're going to pop this. Oh, no, I can't do that, can I? Because I can do this here. What are you supposed to do that, then? Huh. Actually not sure how you're supposed to do that. I generally forget the intended strat because I haven't done it in so long. So we're just going to keep trying to get this stupid anvil out and lose like a minute. Like actually a minute. We're going to lose like actually a minute here. I do not know what's going on. So we're basically, there's an anvil up here and we're attaching to it and we're just trying to drag it with our momentum, but it will not come out and I don't know why. Okay. I don't know what's happening here, and it's really upsetting me. Like, I'm getting really tilted. Like, what is going on? There we go. Is it getting caught on the button or something? I don't know. Like, I really... Where'd it go? Holy crickety crap. Okay. So that sucked. That would obviously be a major... Like, that's been getting worse. And that's one of those little things in my runs that's like, I don't understand how or why it's gotten worse, but it has gotten worse. And there's no, like, I don't know how I'm going to get better. Because it's finicky. It's this weird physics thing that's just kind of annoying, and, well, it just doesn't work. So, anywho, all that said, that was a tremendously bad time. Okay. So now we have the force beam, which is lets you connect things to it. This little section actually just walks you through kind of all the interesting things you can do with it. You can walk up it even if it's super steep, which we are actually going to take advantage of and see. You can get to things that are wood. There's later on, there's upgrades that let you connect to other things, but right now it's just wood. Well, sorry, the wood and very conveniently dry sponges. I don't know why that was programmed in like that. I don't know if it's intended because, like, I don't know. Sponges are well, I like are pulp. I don't know if it was intended or not. My opinion is that the developers do intend you, does intend you to do a lot of things you're not supposed, air quotes supposed to. That's not like the primary intended way. But the way this section is designed, they really seem to go out of their way to prevent you from escaping it. So I think this is not intended by the developer. So, let's see. So I'm going to find this spot on the ground that I use to normalize this as best I can. So, oh, yeah. So this is So we're supposed to be going to Carrot Town, which we are trapped right now, technically. But as you're going to find out, we're not trapped. We're going to use that sponge, and the fact that we can connect the force beam to it. The second try is very hype. And we get to attach that to that wooden door, and boom, we are out. We do not need to go to Carrot Town. Now, the reason this is important, or the reason we can even do this in this run, is because the only thing you get in Carrot Town, there's a couple things you can get in Carrot Town, but the main thing is that you're supposed to get the strength upgrade, which you are supposed to need, kinda, to deal with a puzzle in lava area, but you just kinda don't. I honestly think outside of there, that's the only thing you really need it for. So we just don't need it. We have a way around it. There's a weird little way around. You just dodge it, which she'll see if I die between now and getting there. And B, we're just gonna take the super ball forward. So you use it to activate a puzzle later on. So, oopsies. Oh, that's rude. So yeah, we can completely skip Carrot Town, and it's a long section too. So it's very great that we can skip it. This was a barrier to entry for me. That skip was a barrier for entry in the run initially. I just couldn't. It took me like 10 tries in my first. Actually, I think in my first world record, that was terrible at it. I think I had like a lot of tries. So you know, there's that. But I've gotten better at it. You kind of have to do it by feel. You can't fully normalize to get the height of your jump, or like that. It's kind of just by feel. So we're coming to Blueville, which we are also not going to be doing as intended. So you notice that we actually grabbed a sponge again. So we're gonna have some more sponge, as you might guess. We are not supposed to do this. This is not intended, and we are going to be skipping a cutscene trigger here. Actually, it's more than a cutscene trigger. So this is one of those. Quiet time for a moment. Okay, this is one of those sections in a game where they take away all your items and you have to go earn them back. In this case, buy them back. And it's obviously that sounds time consuming. It's because it is. So we skip that, but you have to be very careful with that cutscene trigger there. If you bonk that trigger, which is fairly high up, well, that's the end of the run. I don't know how to route in Blueville without the skip into the run. I've done it casually, but like that is not a good time. So that's the kind of place where I would be having a safety save if I was, say, doing it in a marathon, which I still notably need to set up. So we come in here. The reason we even come in here at all is because there's a, as part of your little section to buy your items back, there's an upgrade that you didn't have before, the gold force beam gold module, and that lets you. That was a gold split of all things. Wow, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. That was a gold split? That's hype. Sorry, I need to just appreciate that for a second. Also, Jesus Louises. Oh, good, no, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm definitely gonna die. Oh. Gold split and then a death immediately. Oh, that's so a thing that just happened. A gold. I wonder how much it was. Anyway, that's cool. So anyway, that's you. I lost my train of thought because that was ridiculous what just happened. That is the most enemies I've ever seen here, by the way. Like, ever. It's not that. I'm gonna go get the super ball. It's actually, I think at this point it would be faster for me not to. But, ooh. Jerk. Okay, now I'm okay. Okay, they're all dead. So archers will one-shot you. Straight up, no questions. Your archer hits you, you're dead. You know what? I've never tried this. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna... I thought it was worth a shot. Gold. I'm still like trying to run through back of my head how that was a gold. Everything from getting the force. I just did that really cleanly, I guess. I'm very impressed with myself. Not to like toot my own horn. I'm just like, oh, like I don't get. That's a oh shit balls. I don't get golds on like things very often these days, so that's pretty great. I'm pretty excited about that. Gold is hype. Even when I'm 2.5 minutes behind. My partner told me, she said, like, just, you know, try to keep me not tilting too bad. She's like, just focus on, just try to do everything better. Basically, she's trying to say, like, get goals. Like, you know, work on just improving every little bit. And then eventually maybe I'll get better at the whole thing. Which she's right. I should, but also it's, you know, doing terribly at this time, and that's fine. So we got this. We are going to... So the next thing is going to be the... Hold on. I have to... Oof, yeah, that's a nice strat. So... Not mine. I did not come up with that. Okay, so we're going to be getting the gold... Sorry, the Force Beam... Force Cube upgrade, where we... There we go. That's pretty good. We can attach our Force Beam to a Force Cube. If I hadn't messed all that up, by the way, that would... Like, if I hadn't had all those enemies, and like that right there was like the cleanest I've ever done that. So if I could not mess that all, or not have to deal with a bunch of enemies and not die and all that, and just do that the way I did, that's an instant gold for me. That was very clean. Pushing those rocks are kind of finicky. So what this does, we're about to see it right away, is allows me to attach the Force Beam to the Force Cube, which means if I have any wood or gold nearby, I can attach that to it. We're gonna go up here, and we're gonna hit that for safety. What that's doing is lowering that metal thing. So in case I die here, I will be able to save a little bit of time getting back up. And I do. It's not unheard of for me to die here. So shoot that. Ooh. Combat is really one of the sort of little tricky arts in this game. It's, you know, the enemies, you know, have different positions and respawns. I don't know if the composition can be different, but combat is tricky in this game. It's not exactly casually. It's not challenging, I would argue. Casually, it's pretty straightforward, pretty basic. But so that gentleman right there, we have to take these enemies out because, well, we technically don't need to, but like we're going to, so we don't have to dying. Ooh, because they will snipe you. Because we need to spend a little bit of time in this area. So this guy asks you, says, "Hey, somebody came and gave me a bunch of fake gold. Can you find it? And if you do, I'll you know, give you access to my electricity." I don't know who would have done that. That would be a big dumb jerk. But it's actually kind of easy. They spawn in the same spots, which is convenient. But the way that the puzzle works is you your Force Beam can attach to gold, real gold, but not stone. So you can go through and, you know, test them and see. It's pretty clever, immediate use of that mechanic. Let's see if I can get this on the first try. This is not like a tough thing, by the way, on the first try. This is just something I consistently mess up. So I'm impressed with myself for getting that cube on the first try. Okay, we want to get that. I also play this pretty conservatively. There's definitely room for me to do this faster with the flies, but I'm not willing to. You lose a ton of time if you mess it up. Like, so I prefer to just take the flies a little bit safer. Oh, yeah, flies. So those are fireflies. Fireflies like things that are purple, and they will follow things that are purple. That is a very important mechanic. That'll be with us for the rest of the run. It's going to come up with it a couple times. There's two important things about fireflies. One, they like to eat follow things that are purple, and two, they like to eat carrots, as you just saw. Now, the fun thing they don't tell you immediately is they like to eat carrots because carrots are orange. Little spoiler alert there, a little foreshadowing. But that's very important in this run, and just the game in general. I'm also going to note that I'm at 10 HP, but pretty much anything that's going to kill me at this point is going to one-shot me at 25 anyway. But I'm a little bit scared because there's nowhere I can really get health. I mean, I know a really good way I can get health is dying, but that's we're gonna try to avoid that. So this is the translocator. It's basically a gun that shoots a little ball, and you can teleport to wherever that ball is. If we had this earlier, we could do all sorts of crazy things with it, but we don't, so that's fine. So we're gonna shoot it. You can see it's kind of anemic in how far it goes. That's what we're about to fix. So this upgrade right here reduces the cooldown in half for it. And as you can see, it rolled all the way back here. Even though I shot it across the way, it just rolled all the way back. I forgot to do that. Wow, that was embarrassing. Because I was talking. So this is free. This is once another strat that I came up with. There's a whole little tiny puzzle in there to burn that down. You could just shoot through the lava and burn it down. It's probably intended by the developer, but it's not like the canon way to do it. It's just but it's a lot faster than dealing with all that. So, oh shoot! Oh god! Okay, wow, we did it. Okay, I messed that up big time. So I'm gonna do a quick safety, sort of reset my spawn. I can't believe I saved that. There's archers in there, so... Cool. So we're gonna pop this down here. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna shoot this. I don't really have a ton of time to explain this, but running through, you get these fireflies, and then running through the burning thing lights them on fire. That is possibly intended. I don't know how it would be, why that works, but I discovered that when I was happily running through the things pretty quickly, and it happened to me. I did not know why. So that is a thing that works consistently if you go through it while it's burning down. But you're supposed to do a whole thing where you kind of lead them through the lava, and I honestly can't do it consistently. I don't understand quite what triggers it. So I'm really glad there's this other way to do it, because it's way more consistent for me. So the reason you might think, well, why did we go through all that work to get those? So this gave me an upgrade on the how far I can shoot the thing, and this is exactly why, because it lets you, if you have the cooldown and the force, you can actually gain height with appropriately timed jumps and shots. So here we are on our way to the final boss, because we could just kind of infinitely gain height. Unfortunately, we get that ability, as late as you possibly can in the run. So the moment you get that, the run's almost over. So that's the final boss. It is a big puzzle. That is the farting meat bag. And because this game is awesome, the farting itself is even an important mechanic in the fight. It's not just comedic, although it is slightly comedic. The farting meat bag is in fact the name of the boss. That is not color commentary. Now I'm a little bit worried. Like, it is very possible for me to 10 health now. This boss would not necessarily one-shot me, but it will kill me at 10 health. So if I get hit by its fire, that's not great. So we're coming through. This is kind of a puzzle. The time is coming up pretty soon, by the way. Oh, darn it. Oh, it's going to shoot at me. Oh, goodness. So I want to get farted on right now. I didn't want to get farted on earlier because I go through the water and it cleans me off. But right now, I really need to get farted on. So I don't even have time really to explain this puzzle, which is kind of a bummer because it's kind of cool. But you'll see it if you ever go and play this game. Come on, fart at me. Fart RNG is terrible. Come on. There we go. I've seen Kamuchin, who is former roller. Oh gosh, hit that in their runs to try to manipulate that, and I just don't trust it. And I also I think what that does is it kind of robs me of the opportunity to get really good RNG for it. So I've never really bothered to manipulate it, but you can, and you maybe get lucky. You may not. Anyway, here we go. Time is in about 5 seconds. So I'm just going to be slightly past my 4306, and that's okay. Oh. Oh, still within 4306. Yes. All right. So roughly equal to my last terrible, terrible run. What was the actual last one? 4306 what? 4306 479. Okay, so it's like slightly slower, like less than like half a second slower. But really good. I got a gold in there. Terrible time. But I'm happy that I at least got, within the realm of I was hoping to beat that and I didn't, but I try to keep my head up. I mean, I had so much stuff that I was just like did terribly there. Like that part with the anvil was abysmal. Let's take a quick look at that gold. That I haven't. I guess that hasn't updated. I haven't saved it. All right. I guess I don't need to watch this because I didn't. Didn't PB. Them's the rules. So I PB. I watch it. All right. Next to my menu, and we're going over here, and we are going to hit reset. I do want to update my best times. Thank you very much. Holy shit. So that gold upgrade split was a gold by 4 seconds, which is an absurd amount of time for me right now. Like, that is a crazy amount of time to get a gold by. Wow. Wow. I'm trying to think what goes into that split. So it's the moment I get the force cube. I bet it was a couple seconds when I do the um, zigzag up. I go up the big log. I think I did that quickly because I think I used to do it where I go up and then hop on and then I hop over. So I think I do. I think that's part of where I save time. But I want to find my previous. I mean, I don't know where I'm gonna find it. Like, I'm just curious what my previous gold was on that one because that's so it involves. Sorry, it's all of that plus. I guess I just had a kind of clean getting into there, getting up there, one first try. That was just great. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. That's crazy good. I'm proud of that. And these are the moments why I need to remember, like, I need to internalize these moments as I'm grinding and grinding and grinding and struggling. Um, yeah. Okay. That feels pretty good. Do I stop there? I don't know. Maybe I should stop there. Maybe I should take that as a. That was good. I feel good about that. I got a really substantial gold split. Terrible runtime, but that's okay. Still working on it. I think I'm gonna be done. I'm trying to decide honestly if I want to do something else. I was thinking about playing 6 inches under. I'm a little tired. Maybe now's not the best time. So